Struggling with nighttime trips to the bathroom that disrupt your sleep? Did you know certain foods can help manage this common diabetes concern? Dive into our video to discover 7 delicious foods that promote restful sleep without those pesky interruptions. Top 7 foods that help diabetics sleep without nighttime urination. Number 1, high-fiber fruits. All right, coming in at number 1, we have high-fiber fruits. You see, certain fruits that are packed with fiber play a really crucial role in regulating blood sugar levels, and that's super important for anyone with diabetes. The soluble fiber you find in fruits like berries, apples, and pears actually slows down how quickly glucose is absorbed. This helps prevent those sharp spikes in blood sugar that can make you thirsty and, you guessed it, lead to more urination. So, keeping things stable here is really key to cutting down on those nighttime disturbances. Now, for diabetics, it's really important to pick fruits that have a low glycemic impact. Think about cherries, plums, grapefruit, and peaches. These are all excellent choices because they release sugar into your bloodstream more slowly. What this means is that these fruits give you essential nutrients without causing those wild swings in blood glucose that can make nighttime urination symptoms worse. Plus, enjoying these fruits is a great way to satisfy a sweet craving responsibly. And get this, research actually shows a beneficial link between eating fruit and having less nocturia. Studies suggest that the antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds found in fruits, along with their fiber content, all contribute to better bladder health and overall metabolic control. This really backs up the idea that adding a variety of these fruits to a diabetic-friendly diet can have a genuinely positive effect on how often you need to go during the night. But here's a tip. To really minimize nighttime urination when you eat your fruit matters. It's generally a good idea to have your fruits earlier in the day, or maybe as a snack a few hours before you head to bed, rather than right before you sleep. This gives your body plenty of time to process the natural sugars and fiber, which can reduce the chance of increased urine production overnight. Number 2, leafy green vegetables. Next up, at number 2, let's talk about leafy green vegetables. Things like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard are fantastic for helping to regulate fluid balance in your body. They're rich in potassium, which helps manage sodium levels, and sodium can influence fluid retention and how often you need to urinate. Keeping this balance is especially crucial for diabetics, who might already be dealing with fluid imbalances. Plus, these greens are just packed with key nutrients that support bladder health, like magnesium and vitamin C. Magnesium is important for muscle function, including the muscle in your bladder, helping it fill and empty properly. And vitamin C, being an antioxidant, can help protect your bladder tissues from damage and inflammation. There have also been studies looking into the connection between eating vegetables and nocturia. It turns out that eating more nutrient-dense vegetables is often linked to fewer symptoms. The anti-inflammatory properties of leafy greens can lead to a healthier urinary tract, which could mean less irritation and therefore less frequent urination, particularly when you're trying to sleep. Now, to get the most out of your leafy greens, it's best to eat them lightly cooked. Think steamed or sautéed, or even raw in salads. If you overcook them, you can lose some of those valuable nutrients. Adding a good serving of these veggies to your evening meal can give you sustained benefits without adding a lot of extra fluid right before bed. Number 3, lean proteins. All right, moving on to number 3, we have lean proteins. Lean protein sources are especially good for diabetics because they really help stabilize blood sugar levels, particularly through the night. Protein digests more slowly than carbohydrates, which means glucose is released into the bloodstream more gradually. This can help prevent those sudden drops or spikes in blood sugar that can trigger thirst, and consequently urination while you're trying to sleep. So, what are some excellent lean protein choices for diabetics to think about before bedtime? Well, you've got skinless poultry, fish, tofu, and legumes like lentils or chickpeas. These options give you sustained energy and help you feel full without messing too much with your blood sugar. Plus, they're generally lower in unhealthy fats, which is great for overall heart health, something that's really vital for anyone with diabetes. Now, when we talk about how much to eat for optimal sleep, moderation is really the key. A small to moderate serving of lean protein, about the size of your palm, is usually enough for an evening meal or if you need a snack before bed. It's important not to overeat even protein because that can cause discomfort and might interfere with your sleep quality. And timing your protein intake strategically can really boost your blood sugar management all through the night. Including lean protein in your dinner, ideally a few hours before you go to bed, helps keep those glucose levels steady. If you do find yourself needing a bedtime snack because you're hungry or to prevent low blood sugar during the night, a small protein-rich option is definitely better than something sugary or high in carbs. Number 4, complex carbohydrates. Coming in at number 4 are complex carbohydrates. These slow-digesting carbs are essential for diabetics because they help prevent those rapid blood sugar spikes you often get with simple carbs. We're talking about foods like quinoa, brown rice, oats, and whole grain bread. They release glucose into your bloodstream at a much steadier pace, which promotes more stable blood sugar levels all night long. The best complex carb options for diabetics are the ones that are also high in fiber. So, think of things like sweet potatoes, barley, and whole wheat pasta. These foods don't just give you sustained energy, they also help with digestive health and can make you feel fuller. This could mean you're less likely to go for those late-night snacks that can mess with your sleep. Another great thing about complex carbohydrates is that they have a better effect on your overnight insulin needs compared to simple sugars. Because they break down slowly, they don't require a big immediate insulin response from your body. This gradual release of glucose helps your body maintain balance, which in turn reduces the risk of high blood sugar triggering thirst and that unwanted urination that can wake you up. When it comes to eating complex carbs before bed, modest portions are the way to go. A small serving, like half a cup of cooked quinoa or a single slice of whole grain toast, can be just right. Eating large portions of any carbs, even the complex kind, too close to bedtime can still raise your blood sugar and potentially lead to more trips to the bathroom during the night. Number 5, magnesium-rich foods. Our 5th food group focuses on magnesium-rich foods. You might be surprised to learn there's a significant link between how much magnesium you get and how healthy your bladder function is. Magnesium is involved in muscle relaxation and nerve function, both super important for your bladder's ability to store urine properly and empty completely. If you don't have enough magnesium, it might lead to an overactive or irritated bladder. So, where can diabetics find this important mineral? Well, magnesium is in a variety of suitable foods. Almonds, spinach, pumpkin seeds, cashews, and black beans are all excellent choices. And these foods don't just give you magnesium, they also offer other good stuff like fiber and healthy fats, which support your overall metabolic health without putting too much stress on your blood sugar levels. Magnesium is also known for positively impacting sleep quality, and it can influence how often you need to urinate. By helping muscles relax, including your bladder muscle, magnesium can help reduce that urgent feeling and the frequency of urination, especially at night. On top of that, its role in calming the nervous system can lead to deeper, more restorative sleep. which is what we're all aiming for. Now, everyone's needs are a bit different, but making sure you get enough magnesium every day is really important for diabetics. Often, people don't quite hit the recommended dietary allowance through food alone. So, while focusing on magnesium-rich foods is a great first step, it's always a good idea to chat with your healthcare provider. They can help figure out if supplementation might be necessary, especially if you're still struggling with nighttime urination despite making dietary changes. Number 6, foods rich in melatonin. Next, at number 6, we have foods rich in melatonin. You've probably heard of melatonin. It's a hormone that regulates our sleep-wake cycle. And guess what? Certain foods naturally contain it. Tart cherries, walnuts, almonds, and even tomatoes are some of the food sources that can give you a modest dietary boost of melatonin. Eating these might just help signal to your body that it's time to wind down and get ready for sleep. Interestingly, melatonin's influence might also extend to nighttime urination patterns, although scientists are still figuring out the exact ways this works. The thinking is that by helping you get deeper, more solid sleep, melatonin may make you less likely to wake up because of a full bladder. Plus, a well-regulated sleep cycle can lead to better hormonal balance overall, which could also play a part in how your body regulates fluids. So when's the best time to eat these melatonin-rich foods? Typically, it's in the evening. You could include them in your dinner or have them as a light snack an hour or two before you go to bed. This gives the naturally occurring melatonin time to be absorbed and start working its magic as you prepare for sleep, and it might even enhance your body's own production of melatonin. And for diabetics, these melatonin-containing foods offer a wonderful dual benefit. Not only can they potentially help with sleep and reduce nighttime urination, but many of them, like nuts and seeds, also have good glycemic profiles. This means they can contribute to better sleep habits without causing problems for your blood sugar control, which is absolutely critical when you're managing diabetes effectively. Number 7, low sodium options. And finally, at number 7, let's talk about low sodium options. Your sodium intake directly affects fluid retention, and this can really influence nighttime urination. You see, a high sodium diet can make you thirstier and cause your body to hold on to more water. Then, this extra water often gets processed and expelled by your kidneys during the night, leading to, you guessed it, more frequent bathroom trips. So, for diabetics, prioritizing low-sodium food alternatives is key. This means things like choosing fresh or frozen vegetables instead of canned ones, unless the canned ones specifically say no salt added. It also means opting for fresh meats and fish rather than processed or cured varieties, and getting creative with herbs and spices for flavoring instead of reaching straight for the salt shaker. Putting strategies in place to reduce sodium, especially at dinner time, is particularly important if you're trying to manage nocturia. This includes carefully reading food labels. You'd be surprised where sodium hides. It also helps to cook meals from scratch so you can control the sodium content and try to avoid salty snacks or condiments in the hours before you go to bed. Believe it or not, even small reductions can make a really noticeable difference, and the research backs this up. Studies looking at the link between cutting down on sodium and improving nocturia consistently show positive results. Lowering the sodium in your diet has been shown to decrease urine volume, especially the amount of urine produced overnight. This, in turn, reduces how often you need to get up at night and contributes to better sleep quality for everyone, including those with diabetes. Additional dietary considerations. Now, beyond these 7 specific food types, there are some additional dietary things to keep in mind. Certain items are definitely best avoided before bedtime if you want to minimize nighttime urination. We're talking about caffeinated beverages like coffee and tea, and also alcohol. These are diuretics, meaning they can significantly increase urine production and disrupt your sleep. Similarly, sugary drinks and snacks can cause those blood sugar ups and downs that lead to increased thirst and urination. The timing of when you drink liquids is also really crucial. Of course, staying hydrated is important for diabetics, but it's generally a good idea to reduce your fluid intake in the 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to sleep. It's okay to sip water if you're thirsty, but try to avoid drinking large quantities of any beverage too close to bedtime. And finally, how you space out your meals can also play a role in how your body processes food and fluids overnight. Eating a large, heavy meal too close to bedtime can put extra stress on your digestive system, and it might influence your blood sugar and fluid balance. So, a good rule of thumb is to aim to have your last substantial meal at least 2 to 3 hours before you plan to hit the hay. So, to wrap things up, effectively managing diabetes-related nocturia really involves a comprehensive strategy, and there's no denying that diet plays an absolutely crucial role. By thoughtfully bringing these 7 types of foods into your daily meal plan, and by sticking to smart eating and hydration strategies, you really can take significant steps towards cutting down on that nighttime urination and boosting your overall sleep quality. Now, we're curious. Have you tried incorporating any of these foods to help with your nighttime urination and improve your sleep? We'd genuinely love to hear about your experiences, so please feel free to share them in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter for more valuable diabetes management tips. If you found this article helpful, please share it with anyone else who might find it beneficial.